So all over Twitter, I'm like on Twitter and on Instagram, people are starting to say, "What's with the hate with Seth Rollins' character?" Right? Well, I'm here to personally say, maybe since last year, I started disliking Seth Rollins a lot. Like last year, I couldn't quite, I couldn't quite pin it on why I necessarily stopped liking him. Like what irritated me the most about him on why I stopped liking him. But it's like the more and more he spoke in 2023, and the more and more he talked, he just irked the living daylights out of me. And maybe it's because of the shit that he said that I just didn't agree with, or though I thought was like I don't know what it is. I know what it is, but it's like it's just hard to explain. So this video will be me explaining why I don't like Seth Rollins. I want to say I was a huge Seth Rollins fan. Like how I'm a huge Roman Reigns fan. I'm a Roman Reigns fan girl. Now I love Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is my husband. That is my man. I love him. I'm literally like his number one fan. There's no one who loves Roman Reigns more than me. No one. Like, he is literally my favorite wrestler, has been for a long time. The love I have for Roman Reigns, I've never felt like that towards Seth Rollins. I thought Seth Rollins was always cool. I fuck with him. I rock with him. But I feel like since 2020, whenever he won the championship, I don't know if that was slash 2022, 2023. Excuse me for not remembering. WWE, sometimes all this shit sometimes just seem to just blurred together to where it's like, damn, I don't really remember it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I just don't know specifically the year, but I'm gonna go with 2023. Now, when he won the championship, I didn't give a fuck. When Seth Rollins won the championship, it was because he wouldn't shut the fuck up crying. He wouldn't stop whining. He wouldn't stop hating and being a jealous ass and conceiving hater ass hoe who was hating on everyone's success and why they were becoming champions and he wasn't. Like I said, I get the frustration. He's there every week busting his ass and yet he has received nothing for his hard work. No flowers, no nothing. But it's like Seth Rollins to me is an insecure performer. He has to be the most insecure performer, insecure wrestler right now on the roster, to where he attacks wrestlers who are in a higher position to him, and instead of taking it out on who he should take it out on, he takes it out on them. Like, okay, like with the Cody shit, that's probably the only situation I definitely understood where he came from. With the Cody situation, I definitely understand where he was coming from and how he was feeling about, like, Cody hasn't even been here for that long and yet he already won 2 Royal Rumbles, has already main evented WrestleMania, and is a champion. Like, Cody ain't done nothing. Like, the way WWE booked Cody Rhodes' return, they act like this nigga was like a big megastar when he left the company when he wasn't shit. He had no character. I can't remember a single thing Cody Rhodes did in the company when he was here before he got fired. And yet, he makes his return at WrestleMania, what? 38? Yo, like I said, sometimes this shit starts to blur together. At 38, I believe, and he just get this big ass pop, and after that, he get this big ass return, and he gets to beat Seth Rollins 3 times. He goes on and win the Royal Rumble twice. He already main evented multiple WrestleManias already without even being in the company for that long, but 2.5 years, maybe 3. He champion. Like, what the fuck? So I definitely understood where Seth Rollins was coming from, but I feel like his complaints came off like as jealousy, like insecurity, like, oh, how is it that Cody get all of this and he ain't even been in the company for that long yet? I've been here working, busting my ass, and yet I get no dedication for my flowers. Like I said, I get where he was coming from, but maybe the way he addressed it made him seem like he was a jealous asshole instead of just saying, why is the company giving someone special treatment who said fuck you to this place years and years, made a company to try to tear us down because of how they treated him, and now he come back here and y'all treat this nigga like the prodigal son, like he just this outrageous hero. Like, I'm not understanding. I don't get it. I'm confused. They gave that man that World Heavyweight Championship because he wouldn't shut the fuck up crying, wouldn't stop whining, bitching about Cody, bitching about Roman being champion, bitching about Roman being a part-timer, bitching about this, bitching about that. So they gave his little bitch ass that little World Heavyweight Championship. When I say Seth Rollins was one of the most boring world champions I've ever seen, he is definitely like up there on that list. He did nothing in his title reign. He didn't have one good match I could think of. All his opponents were jobbers. I mean, give me an opponent other than Drew McIntyre that Seth Rollins faced where he was a bigger star than them. No. Where someone was on the same level as him to make it a great match. That's what I'm trying to say. Because other than that, all his opponents were jobbers. Literally, all his opponents were jobbers. Literally, all his opponents. I can't think of one good match he had in his world title run at all. I can't think of one good match he had in his title run at all. I can't think of one. I literally cannot think of one. All he fought was jobbers. The only person I could think of he fought that was a star that's on the same level as him is Drew McIntyre. Other than that, I can't think of nobody else. He was just fighting niggas left and right, fighting this jobber, fighting that jobber. It's like, who the fuck did he fight? Who the fuck did he wrestle that made, like, I can't think of anyone. Like, I can't think of one good match. I can't think of one storyline he had in his title run. I can't think of nothing. Seth Rollins was just putting on matches because that is what Seth Rollins is. Seth Rollins is a good wrestler. I feel like this debate between Roman and Seth should be case closed. There's no question. Don't matter. It don't matter what the next question is. It don't matter. It don't matter what the next question is. It don't matter. Set it up. That's all I gotta say. Set it up. Set the debate up. Because I feel like there's no need for a debate. Roman Reigns all around is a better performer, better wrestler than Seth Rollins. The only thing Seth Rollins is really good at than Roman Reigns, I could say in ring, maybe before, not now, because this nigga is so injury prone to where he can't even move around the ring like he used to because he'll probably break his back, break his ankle, break his elbow, or break his arm. This nigga is so fragile that he had a fucked up knee, a fucked up ACL when he was champion. Like, he's so injury prone to the point where it's like he was literally getting injured in his title run. I don't think Seth Rollins is a good in-ring performer like he was decades ago because now you could tell them the bumps in the ring are really catching up to him to where his performances look weak. I definitely feel like Roman Reigns is a better in-ring performer than Seth because Roman Reigns keeps himself in shape. He looks healthier than he ever looked before. And I feel like he can really fucking go. Roman Reigns can go, and I feel like that year, those years alone as him as champion, 4 fucking years showed he didn't put on some of the best matches we've ever seen. Breathtaking, like, non-action matches to where I don't think it's even on a debate that Seth is better than Roman. I don't think so. I don't think at all. Maybe back then, yeah, Roman Reigns' booking was shitty, but I don't think he's nowhere near on the same level as Roman. Not at all. Seth Rollins is not a household name. He does not sell out tickets. He don't put asses in seats. No one gives a fuck about Seth Rollins. Like, do y'all realize this year alone they had to put him in storylines with people that are bigger than him because he's so fucking boring? As world champion, why was he even put in the mix of the tag team match that happened between The Rock, Roman, and Cody? Why didn't they just do not a triple threat? They could have just did a 2-on-1. They should have just did a 2-on-1 tag, because if you're telling me at WrestleMania 40 Night 1, Rock and Roman were going to win, what was the point of a tag team match? They could have did a 2-on-1 handicap. Seth did not have to be in there. He could have just focused on his shit with Drew. Because he was so thirsty for the spotlight and trying to be a clout chasing ass hoe, no one gave a fuck about his title match against Drew McIntyre, to the point where the match was so fucking boring to where they literally cut that match short. It was short as fuck. Drew McIntyre won just to lose it to Damian Priest. I'm not understanding. I really don't get it. When y'all say y'all don't understand where the Seth Rollins hate come from, I think y'all are very confused. When Seth won that title, that World Heavyweight Championship, he thought he was just on top of the world, to where he felt like he'd come out every night and run his mouth day in and day out about Roman Reigns. Like, I feel like that was his job, coming out there talking trash about Roman. Like, he was on Roman Reigns' nuts. Like, he was on his nuts so hard. It's like, damn, are you getting paid to talk about this man who don't give a fuck about what you doing, don't give a fuck about what you drinking, don't give a fuck about what you eating, don't give a fuck about what you doing in your life, to where you come out here every Monday night and just yammer about this man? I just don't fucking get it. Zeph, we get it. You're jealous. You're mad. You're insecure that Roman Reigns is better than you. And when it should have been you, he got further than you. How is it that they picked him and yet Roman Reigns surpassed him in every major way? Roman Reigns has main evented WrestleManias, has put asses in seats. He is the biggest draw in the company. He has one of the best fucking title runs I've ever seen in this company. Has put on better bangers than Seth Rollins did over the last fucking decade. I'm not understanding on how y'all can say y'all don't understand where the Seth Rollins hate come from. Seth Rollins is mad because he's not number one. He wants to be number one so bad that he is willing to do anything it takes to be number one. And even if he was to be number one for a day, he wouldn't be able to do any of the shit that takes to be number one. Period. Like Roman Reigns said, he works less than him, yes, but he get paid more than him. And when I come on this show, people are looking forward to seeing me than they are to seeing you. I get a bigger pop than you do every fucking week when you're here every Monday night. You're here every week and yet bitches barely pop for you. You barely put asses in seats. No one's really checking for you. No one cares for your matches. No one cares for your storylines. No one gives a fuck about anything that Seth Rollins is doing. The only reason why that nigga is so hot right now is because he's feuding with CM Punk. And CM Punk's been hot since the moment he walked back into the company in fucking November of last year. So I'm not trying to hear the shit. I am not trying to hear it. Seth Rollins is a clout chasing ass hoe. He an insecure ass nigga. He is an insecure man. He is so insecure to the point where he talked so much and it got his ass in trouble. That's the reason why when Roman Reigns cut that promo on him, he buried Seth Rollins and he buried that world championship to the point that world title has no fucking value. It means nothing. It has no prestige. That is a secondary title. They made that title because no one could beat Roman for his championship. So they made a title, and do y'all know everyone in the competition for that title were all Roman Reigns' opponents, everyone that he didn't already beat. All them niggas were number twos. He beat Seth, he beat Cody, he beat Kevin Owens, he beat Finn Balor. He beat Seth Rollins. He beat Drew McIntyre. These are all niggas who were competing for the World Heavyweight Championship that he didn't already beat. And yet, Seth Rollins goes out there and act like he was the better champion. Can y'all believe that shit when he said that he's the top guy? His championship was number one? Back when he cut that promo, back when he thought he ate. How can your championship be number one when they made it because no one could beat Roman Reigns? How can your championship be number one if they only gave it to you because you wouldn't shut the fuck up crying about not being champion? Make it make sense. Roman Reigns was 100% right. That title doesn't mean shit because they made it because no one can beat me. How can you call yourself a workhorse when within a day of having that shit, you broke your back? You couldn't carry the weight. Your ass cannot handle the heat, so you got to get the fuck out of the kitchen. Seth Rollins' entire title reign, I think he was fucking injury prone. He had a fucked up back, fucked up ACL. This nigga was injury prone like a motherfucker. And he was just out recently because Bryson Reed fucked him up. This nigga is so injury prone, like he is not the performer he was decades ago. He is not. He is not in shape. He is ring rust like a motherfucker. He's just not the same person. Like, Seth Rollins just irks me. I don't hate him, but I really become to dislike him because I feel like he comes after people because of his frustrations with them himself. I feel like he knows he is not in a good spot of his career right now. He is not happy being a mid-carder. He wants to be a main eventer. He wants to be in the main events. He wants to sell out shows. He wants to be on the posters. He wants to be on the seats. He wants to sell out tickets. But that is not his spot. It hasn't been his spot in years. It hasn't. hasn't been his spot in years. That nigga hasn't held a championship since 2019. He finally won a title, and it was just as boring as it was in 2019. Just as bad. Booked terrible. No good storylines. No good opponents. No nothing. Seth Rollins is better in the mid card than he is as a main eventer. Only time he shined bright as a main eventer was in 2015. Anything after that, nope. 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 No. I just come to dislike Seth Rollins a lot because I feel like he run his mouth a little too much, and it pisses me off because half of the shit he say don't even make sense. It don't even sound truthful. It just sounds like he's just mad. It's like, you're heated for what? You're mad because of what? You're mad because niggas are on top and you're under them? Nigga, learn your place in a fucking pecking order. Nigga, we're in the major leagues. You're down here, bitch. Stay where you're at. Period. If you want to work your way up, work your way up. You don't just, or you think you're just expected special treatment? I'm not understanding. Does he think he deserves to be in Roman's spot because they both came up at the same time? Well, Roman Reigns actually dedicated to being a good performer. He actually went out there, became a character, and told a storyline that we all love to this day, and that is probably one in the list of top 5, top 10 best storylines ever told in the business. When all Seth Rollins did to change his personality was to dress in these over-the-top suits and dress up in these feminine, outrageous outfits, which is like, okay, that's his thing. His whole idea of changing was to dress in his wife's clothing. That has nothing to do. I mean, at this point, Seth Rollins doesn't even have a personality. He's just a jealous ass nigga. That's what his character is at this point. I'm picking on you because you're in a better position to me. I'm picking on you. I'm picking on you. I'm coming on you. I'm coming after you. Like, that's literally been his character since last year. Hating on niggas who are in a better spot than him because he's mad because he's a mid-carder. Like, Roman Reigns had every right to bury him the way he did because, listen, y'all, Roman Reigns let a lot of shit slide when he was talking shit about him before when he first became champion. Like, Roman Reigns didn't respond to him. But Roman Reigns is a human being. He has his, his breaking point where it just goes tick, 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 where you kept poking me and now I'm going to have to bury your ass. I'm going to have to, break you down to size and show you where you are in the pecking order. Because if you think you are my level, nigga, you need to think again. You ain't nowhere near me. You ain't even above me, nigga. You ain't even on the same level as me, my nigga. So for you to think you have any right to go out in the ring and cut a promo about how bad my championship reign has been or how much of a better champion you are than me is quite ridiculous, when I could think of tons of storylines and tons of matches Roman Reigns had in his title reign where with Seth, I can't think of one. I can't think of any. I can't think of one storyline, one match Seth Rollins had in his title run other than the match when he lost it to Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 40. And then, don't even get me started on this whole CM Punk shit. So, I feel like with this CM Punk is Seth Rollins storyline, I feel like it's the same thing they wrote for Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes' storyline. And I only say that because Seth, once again, is jealous and mad that someone who is coming back to the company is getting all the attention, all the glory. I mean, like, let's look at it. CM Punk has done more this year than Seth has did. I mean, Seth Rollins spent more time off TV this year than he did doing anything. What did he really do this year other than main event or WrestleMania? I can't think of anything that he did. What did he do? He didn't do shit. So yeah, CM Punk has definitely done more to him in just his 1 year of being back with the company. And I feel like that's why Seth really mad. I feel like, yet again, like this Cody Rhodes shit, he's mad that someone who left, shit on the company for years, try to burn the bitch down if they could, is coming back in here and getting all this attention, all these opportunities, and yet I think he feel like CM Punk hasn't suffered because of the shit that he did. And I think with Seth Rollins, he needs to grow the fuck up. You are a grown ass man holding a grudge because another grown ass man left the company and addressed how he felt about how the company treated him. I get it. I get it. I mean, I think CM Punk was wrong for trying to throw niggas underneath the bus that didn't do shit to him when he was talking shit about the company. But he has apologized for that. And if you can't accept his apology, okay, don't accept it. But motherfucker, I apologize. I have. If you don't want to accept my apology, that's on you. I feel like when Roman Reigns and CM Punk teamed up at Survivor Series, to me that was growth, because we already know the history and the beef between them was CM Punk talking shit about Roman talking shit about him. But for them to sit in that ring side by side and shake hands and say, man, forget all the drama, forget all the bullshit. That shit ain't gonna put no food in my kid's stomach. It ain't gonna pay my bills. It ain't gonna put no food in my pantry for my kids. I'm not worrying about no beef that happened many, many years ago that don't mean shit right here today in 2024. It don't mean a damn thing. I think Seth is upset that Roman can bury it and move on while he wants to hang on to some shit that's decades ago. I get it. You love this business. He left, started talking trash about this business, started talking about everyone ain't shit, and he would have been happy if this business was, if it went out of business, if he probably would have been happy if this business was shut down tomorrow. Like Seth, I get where Seth is coming from, but at the end of the day, we're all grown as fuck to really say this shit is not worth it. And it's like, you need to pick and choose your battles and understand what shit is not worth it. Is this shit really worth it? Like, at this point, what is Seth really mad at? Is he mad because CM Punk left the company and talked shit about it for all these years? Or is he mad because he came back within a year and it had more matches and more storyline, more TV time than he has this entire year? Like, at this point, what is he really mad at? Like, I'm really confused, because I think I was CM Punk on this. You act more like a fan than you do someone who wants revenge. You stalking me. You talk about you've been thinking about me for the last 6 months when I've been chilling, doing my thing. I ain't been thinking about you. Like, CM Punk only wanted to feud with him because he had a title. You don't have nothing. You don't have nothing I want. There's no reason for me to face you. We ain't fighting for nothing. So what's the reason for us to be going one-on-one? We ain't fighting for shit. And I have a big problem with their match being on a Monday Night Raw. Why is CM Punk versus Seth Rollins? Why is Roman Reigns versus Solo on Monday Night Raw? I get it. It's the Monday Night Raw premiere for Netflix, but why are they on Raw? Those should be on pay-per-views. They should be for people to put asses in seats. I don't get it. And another thing, why not just say Seth Rollins CM Punk for WrestleMania? If you do it now, who the fuck's going to want to see it again during WrestleMania time? Like, Triple H booking never makes sense. It's like always all over the place. Like, he can never just make sense with his booking. That's irritating. Like, that's annoying as fuck. But as far as Seth Rollins is concerned, I can't stand him. He gets on my nerves. He irks me. He talks too much. He does too much. He acts like a bitch, whining and complaining, talking about you left the company and you talked about everyone, and you can't come in here and say we're your family when you shitted on the company and you wanted us to shut down. And yeah, like, his voice is just so goddamn whiny. It's like, shut the fuck up. We get it. You're mad. You're heated. Let that shit go. No one gives a fuck about how you feel. Nigga, CM Punk made it clear when he first came back, I'm here to make money, not friends, bitch. Get with the program, ho. So, as far as I'm concerned, Seth Rollins needs to grow the fuck up. He needs to be like a grown-ass man, so act like a goddamn child, holding grudges, because bitch is not going to do anything but make you more mad, dumb bitch.